School did finish up last week, but we are still at it. Tiger Time is ready to go, and Scott Jensen, our Executive Director of Secondary Operations, welcome. Nice to have you here again.
Great to be here.
Yeah, we brought in the new middle school principal guy, huh?
That's right, brand new.
Mr. Todd Neuhaus, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah. New responsibilities.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I appreciate the district administration giving me this opportunity. I've been an assistant principal now for 7 years and have been in the building and feel like I know where we're headed as a district and where we are as a building, and look forward to a new challenge.
So it doesn't really end. I mean, there are some summer things that are going on, so maybe go over some of those items.
Yeah, one of the things we got coming up is summer school. We are hosting summer school at the middle school. It runs from June 6th to July 1st, so it'll be 4 weeks, Monday through Friday from 8 to 11:30. We will be serving breakfast and lunch to students. It is for 5th through 8th grade students. I think currently we have approximately 50 students that are registered for summer school. We will have JCAC and FMS teachers teaching it. The primary focus will be on reading and math for an opportunity for students to grow and progress in those areas with their skills. And hoping for, don't have it solidified yet, but 1 day per week, possibly on Friday, some sort of hands-on learning, some community activity, field trip within the community to expose the students to some different aspects of our community.
Good. I always wonder, okay, so how does that work with summer school? Do parents recommend, or do teachers recommend maybe that a kid should be attending summer school?
Yeah, we do send out letters and recommend summer school to certain students who are maybe falling behind a little bit, which is understandable with the last 2.5 years that we've gone through in education.
For sure.
There's certainly some gaps, and so that's kind of the goal, to fill in some gaps, but ultimately is really open to any student that would like to participate.
How long does summer school go then? Does it go all the way to the...
It goes for 4 weeks. It'll
4
end
weeks,
on
okay.
Friday, July 1st.
Okay.
Start June 6th.
All right. Also, the 2022-23 school year will be upon us before we even blink. Maybe talk a little bit about that also.
I'm excited. I'm excited for some downtime, for some relaxation as well. But I did count 83 more days, 83 days. And
Oh,
we start.
geez.
Thank you.
Just what everybody wanted to know.
Those
I know.
kids are like,
But I am excited. I want to start first by thanking Lavana Emanuel for 6 years as the leader of the building, the principal, for her leadership and guidance and opportunities she gave me over the last 6 years to prepare me for my next challenge. Also like to thank our staff for this past year. I'm biased, but I think we have a phenomenal staff. We have phenomenal students. And it's been rough the last 2.5 years in education, but I greatly appreciate the resilience of our teachers, the resilience of our students, and hopefully that's a little bit in the rearview mirror now that we're looking back at some COVID protocols and we can get back to at least a new normal, I guess.
Yeah, that would be nice. You did have some different kinds of challenges that you probably weren't expecting.
Yeah, I don't think there's any textbook any of us went through, any college prep classes that prepared us for what we went through the last couple of years. But, we worked through it together, and I think hopefully we're better because of it.
Not just the students, but the teachers also. I would imagine that you had quite a few talks with teachers just trying to keep them focused and keep going at it.
Yeah, I think that's, to me, that's my number one goal going into next year. It's been tough, but is the climate and culture of the building. I think we got to get back to having some fun and working together and just building our climate and culture of the building. And I think the best way to do that, the best way I know to do that, is to build strong, positive, supportive relationships with students and with parents. And so that's going to be my goal. And I also would mention Jeff Menka is going to be my assistant principal. Very excited to bring him on board. He's been the dean of students at the high school for the past year. So really looking forward to working with Jeff next year.
Well, I would just say you're crazy because middle school students are kind of all over the spectrum.
special.
You either love it or you hate it. And I definitely love it. I enjoy what I do. That's for sure.
Well, and I know you
great.
definitely have the patience for that, for sure. That is. It's a challenge.
Yes.
You have so many different issues that can pop up in middle school,
Yeah.
and keeping all those kids positive. Thank you for all that.
Absolutely. It's an interesting time of life for all of us, I think it was. We can remember middle school years.
Oh, for
It
sure.
was interesting.
For
Well.
sure. By the way, I've been going back to Nighthawk baseball. Todd and I used to coach Nighthawk baseball to go together a little while ago. So I had
Just
to
a couple
go.
years ago.
Yeah, I had to go coach. I had to go help coach one of the teams. And one of the dads showed up that was a player for UNI. I'm like, oh boy, do I feel old. Wow.
Yeah, that's been a few years ago. Yeah, fun times. though,
That
that's for sure.
was
Circle of life.
a great time. Well, thank you. Thanks
bet.
for coming in this
Thanks
morning.
for having me.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
With that, we'll bring Mark Williams along with one of the students from Fremont High. Mark Williams is the counseling department chair, and you brought Cade Rasmussen with you. Cade, you could have just said, hey, I checked out. I'm done. But thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Mark, let's brag about this kid.
Well, pretty special young man, great representative. Cade is one of the few students that we've had, first student in my career at Fremont High that got a perfect 36 on his ACT.
Wow.
Cade has always been by the philosophy, if I cheat off the smart kids, good things are going to happen. No, I'm kidding about that. He is the smart kid. But just bragging about him a little bit. The one thing, whether it's going to be Dr. Rasmussen, if it's going to be Attorney Rasmussen, if it's going to be Teacher Rasmussen, if it's going to be Firefighter Rasmussen, wherever his path. The one thing that I've always respected about Cade is he's embraced it all. He's really taken what Fremont High has to offer and run with it. Back in the day when I was, a long time ago when I was going to Fremont High, I most of my time was spent on one end of the building. I was on the north end. I was, into athletics, and it was a great experience. Cade takes both ends of the building, and he'll talk a little bit about hopefully the lead in the musical they had this year. He was on a state champion track team this past season, and he's embracing it all. And I think that's obviously, he is a little bit of a bookworm, but he's really not. He's a really well-rounded young man. And, he's a great representative for his family and our school district, and we're very proud of him. But he's earned it. He works very hard, and it's sure nice to see good things happen to good people, right? And Cade Rasmussen's good people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
That is
Congratulations.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what kind of work did you put in for this, for not just the ACT? Well, let's start with the ACT. What kind of work did you put in to score high?
Yeah, so it was actually the spring of my sophomore year, so I hadn't yet gone through the John Baylor prep yet, but it was the little bits of practice that my teachers had given me throughout multiple years, ever since middle school, that I think was the most helpful. I had science teachers that would give out weekly bits of it. I had English teachers that would teach grammar concepts in a way that would match with it, and those things I think really carried me to be able to be more comfortable when I took the test, and especially when I did the review that I did, that I knew what I was doing. I wasn't going in blind.
Mm-hmm. Was there a certain part where you did go, oh boy, this is a little tougher? Yeah,
well, the first time I took it, it was definitely like, this is the longest test I've ever taken. I had not taken a standardized test before, and so part of that was, how can I endure over 4 hours, right? That was kind of something in my head, but after a couple practice tests at home, and then when I took it the second time, I felt a lot better about it. So
okay, there wasn't any certain piece of it that was a little bit more that you maybe thought, oh, I might struggle with this.
Well, to get a 36, you kind of have to be good in all of them.
I was going to say, yeah.
There were some areas of practice that I had, but I had some book resources that really helped in the thinking about the test, that helped me just understand the way the questions worked.
I would imagine the John Baylor prep really helps kids really prepare for that test.
Yeah, I think it does. I was a little bit before that, but I think it does. And actually, I did take a little bit of the pre-ACT John Baylor prep over the COVID quarter. So, yeah.
So any advice for students out there or parents that are maybe listening and saying, boy, I don't know if my kid can do that?
Anybody can get a 36.
Okay.
That's what I'd say. That it takes a